Hey, 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 we are live. You've got the Unshakable Investor. Come on now, this is Dr. Toby Potter. And then we have Rico Davis with the Salt and Pepper Gang. I'm going to turn it over to you, Rico.
Well, hello. How you guys doing? Hey, I'm just excited, just like you guys. Houston, they are coming. They're from all over the United States, and they are finally coming to Houston for the first time. So we got to show them a big welcome. It is the Becoming the Better You and the Unshakable. If you are ever looking for an opportunity to be on a stage, to be heard, this is the networking event that you should be at. Because a lot of times I'm hearing about people saying, I just need an opportunity. I just need a stage. I just need an audience. This is that opportunity. This is the opportunity that you all have been talking about. It's time to stop talking about what you want to do and start doing the things that you need to do to get to the level that you're trying to get to. They're coming.
Amen.
I met them I think this was like, what, 3-4 months ago, maybe, if not longer.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, we went to Dallas and it was a phenomenal event. It was a 3-day event. We was able to catch one day, and the relationship that we built, we felt like, collaborating together, this is an opportunity. I'm bringing myself along with my Salt and Pepper Gang brothers, collaborating, adding in the What Women Want, along with all of these amazing speakers from all over the United States. They're coming to Houston, and they're coming to Houston for one purpose, and that's to help and empower so many individuals to help get them to the next level. So we have Becoming the Better You, Miss Brenda, and then we have the Unshakable, Mr. Toby. How you guys doing today?
Man, I'm great. I'm
That's
I'm
good.
I'm curious to hear about this What Women Want thing.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
that
me
about?
too, because after 32 years, I still don't know what women want.
You know, what I can say, with the What Women Want, it was created because in relationship, besides infidelity, communication is the number one reasons why relationships don't work. So I
Man, that's so
created
true.
this What Women Want, calling it Bridging the Gap Between Mars and Venus.
Oh,
And a lot of people love it, especially in when relationships. And my thought process when I put it together is, let's say that there's a young lady and a guy or whatever, they broke up, and you hear women say, oh, he just shut down and he left. Well, he may shut down because it was something that maybe he said that she didn't understand. But I promise you, and it never fails, when you have a panel of men who are married, single, divorced, up on this panel, there's going to be something that one of them will say, and that lady will be like, you know what? I never looked at it like that, because we all are from different backgrounds and we all have our own different perspective on life and relationships. So I'm sure there's something that he's going to say is going to make sense, but it doesn't stop there. We're learning from the women just like the women are learning from us. And that's why we are being real transparent about relationship. But we do make a disclaimer before we get started. We always say, ladies, it wasn't us that caused this problem, because you have some ladies coming in there and they started pointing the fingers at you and like, ma'am, I didn't hurt you, ma'am. We're trying to figure this out.
We're trying to figure it out.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So that's the reason why. That's the reason why we do it, man. And I feel like it has been helpful in so many different areas when it comes to relationship.
Well,
you know
and
what
will
I got to tell you guys?
quickly-
You don't listen.
Oh yeah, whatever.
See?
Yeah. I will tell you, Rico, which this falls right in. We just finished. So on our Monday morning, we have an Ignite program.
Okay.
About 254 members, and every Monday morning we go through different courses. And the last one was called Committed, and part of that series was committed to your relationships.
Okay.
And I've been married for 32 years, and holy cow, I learned something from my own program that, there's more to being committed in a relationship than just existing. Every day has to be a new day. Every day has to be a new fire within both of you. And I will tell you this, probably in the last 6-8 months, and my wife's sitting right there, so I may get something thrown at me. Our relationship has gotten stronger simply because we're now trying to empower others. And we're now trying to set these examples. And it's hard to set an example if you're not actually living it. It's
Yeah.
easy to put together a course. It's easy to put together a curriculum. But then when people are now watching you and saying, well, do you really live that? I'm like, oh, I didn't do what I just said I needed to do. And so it's empowering to see that. I love this coming up because, like I said, we just finished it. And now we're diving into the battle within. Each and every one of us, men and women, have that battle within us that causes us not to do what we know we need to do and give ourselves excuses or justification. And so it's so the timing couldn't be better. We're coming to Houston. We're going to light Houston on fire with this God-centered, God-fearing discipline that says if you really want more from your spouse, if you really want more out of life, then you have to first become more. And that's what Becoming Unshakable is all about. Becoming a better you is all about. You have to start with you first, and then everything around you evolves. Most people, well, I've said it many, many times because I follow you. You know, everybody wants to fix that. Everybody wants to fix it. If I could just have a better job, if I just had a better spouse, if my spouse, stop. Fix you to please you so that you're happy and watch everything around you blossom. And it's so empowering. So we're stoked, dude. In fact, we've already got our suitcases packed. We only have to be there for another 2 days. We've got our suitcases packed. We're ready to come now.
Yeah.
Toby's that always prepared guy.
Always. I was a Boy Scout.
Prepared. Yep. But Toby, you got something going on that I think you're going to give away for free, and that is your Monday morning group.
Yes. Yeah, we are. Our goal, Rico, was to get this to 500 members. We're at 254, I think, today. And it's free. We open it up to all our students, and then they start bringing in their spouses. They start bringing in their brothers and sisters and all this, because it hits hard. In fact, you know, as I said, when we finished the Committed series, I realized after 32 years, I still got a lot to learn. I still got a lot to, and it wasn't that I needed to learn it. It's that I needed to continue to live it. And I think this is where we fall short, is that we know what we're supposed to do, but we get comfortable. We get in a groove. We get into this expectation of understanding that, well, she's my wife. She knows me. She should know that I was upset, or she should know where I want to go. She should know all this, but they want to hear it. They want to know that we're still leading them and not just assuming that they're following us. And I think that's where we start empowering them.
You're building a relationship with them
every day.
And you're teaching them how to build a relationship with the people that are close to them in their life.
Every day. I think this is where we fall short as men. We get lazy, we get complacent, and we also get entitled.
Yes.
We get entitled saying, you know what, you should know this. You should understand this. You should recognize this. You should be more caring and more appreciative. You know what? Throw that crap out the window. Throw it out the window. We're personally counseling a couple right now that just is a mess. And all I hear is the blame, the blame, the blame. And I'm like, you know what? If either one of you would stop and just go after, when you first met, now, Rico, you're enjoying this new love, this new relationship. You're stoked. It's still brand new.
Yeah.
But if you can all go back to those days, I still remember. In fact, I tell it on stage. The day I saw my wife, the second I saw her, I said to the guy beside me who forced me to go on this blind date, I'm going to marry that girl. And all I saw was the backside. That's how awesome her backside was. I said, I'm going to marry her. And I've never looked back. But when we get into strife, when we get into, you know, disagreements, instead of worrying about that, go back to that moment where you first fell in love and remember what that felt like and live that day every day. Like you're doing. I mean, like I said, Angie and I, we just come back on our 32nd honeymoon. And we're going to go on 32 more.
Yeah, I think in relationship, another thing that I feel is really important is having her or him as your best friend.
Absolutely. I
You know,
will tell you,
yeah.
my wife and I drive to work together every day.
Mhm.
She is here in my office every day. We go home together every night. I go into panic when I'm going somewhere and she's not with me.
Yes.
And Toby, you said something the other day when we were talking. I said we're doing something, and I said I already put you down, and he was like Angie too, and I said I know you guys are a package, and he said yes, we don't know, we are it's one or it's not one or the other, it's
Yeah.
It's a
both or we
package
don't
deal.
know.
It's
Yeah.
both
Yeah,
or
it's a package.
nothing. Yeah.
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 Mhm.
And she'll tell you that I've gone on trips before and trying to get home, I've missed my flight. She'll tell you that that's how irresponsible I am, that, just got to talking to somebody and missed my flight. But we are partners. We are life partners. She's my best friend. We argue all the time. And I will tell you, if you think that you're going to get into a relationship, a business relationship, and not have disagreements, you're kidding yourself.
Well,
If
at
you
least yours talks back to you. Mine just
mine,
doesn't talk in
mine
an
throws
argument.
stuff at me. Mine throws stuff at me. She don't talk back. She'll throw shit at me and say, "You're wrong," and throw it and then run. But we do. We have but this is how we continue to have respect for each other. I don't bully her. She doesn't bully me. She's not the alpha. I'm not the alpha. I'm the leader. I'm the provider. I'm the man of the house. But we
Mhm.
are a partnership and a team that makes
Yeah.
all decisions together. A lot of times she doesn't like my decision. A lot of times I don't like hers. But we submit to it
Mhm.
and respect each other's position.
Exactly.
So dude, I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited, like I said, for you guys having your first time here in Houston, this is an open market. And I know there are a lot of people that are hungry for success. There are a lot of people that are hungry for what it is that you guys offer.
And
You know,
we're going to just unload
Unload.
opportunities to them.
don't know what that was. Hey, Rico, I got a question for you. What in the world were
Yes.
you thinking when you developed or came up with the idea of the Salt and Pepper Gang? Can you tell us that story? And then I'm going
Well,
to have Toby share his
right.
story on his Unshakable Investor.
Okay. The reason I started this group is because what we're doing is what I've been doing for well over 20 to 30 years. I'm always giving back to the community. I am always helping out single moms, trying to do mentorship or just doing things in the community. And what I did, when I was close to 50, I used to dye my beard. And then I got to the point where I'm not going to dye it no more. I am going to accept what it is. And I started saying, this is wisdom. Every gray strand is what I've been through in my life. And I said, how can I start getting others to help me do things in the community? Because it's only me and I can only help so many people.
Yeah.
So I created this movement of getting brothers that have gray beard, but the mission is to reach one, teach one. You have to be able to give back to the community. You have to be able to mentor these young men and leave a legacy behind. And it didn't take long for me because I was able to reach out to a lot of the guys that I played ball with. And then when I first started the social media page, I had the page to where anybody can just post their pictures on the website, which was the Salt and Pepper Gang. They can post their pictures on there. And I said, no, I want to make this exclusive. I want to create like a brotherhood. I want to make it like a fraternity. So now you're being blocked where you just can't put pictures on there. I would have to put the pictures on there. But then now I need to know why you want to put a picture on here because I'm trying to create a movement. And since then, I mean, I literally can go through my DM and there's probably over 100 guys a week trying to join this group.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah.
It is.
So now I have brothers that can help me when we go out in this community. We go to senior citizen homes. We give every lady's roses, balloons, either Valentine's Day card or Mother's Day card. We go out, we take last week, we just took 3 young men to the store and bought them everything that they needed as far as for prom because they couldn't afford it. Last year, we did the same thing. We took 5 young men to the mall, bought them everything that they needed. And they tell you, like, we didn't even know who the Salt and Pepper Gang were. They just came in here and helped change my life. And I remember hearing one of the young men said, man, I really love this. When I get older, I want to do something like this for somebody. And that's what it's about. You know, we take young men bowling. We take them roller skating. 3 weeks from now, we'll be taking them to Texas Typhoon, which is a water park. You know, these are all the young men who are making good grades, also showing community hours in the community, and you're being rewarded. We can't help everybody because I'm sure there's millions of kids that need help, but we can only help what we can help. But I always say we change one young man's life, we've made a difference.
You make a difference.
Absolutely.
You create a legacy.
If this was around when you were younger, would it have helped you?
Tremendously. And I talk about that all the time. Ain't no man with a gray beard ever knocked on my door and said, Miss Davis, we would like to take your son bowling. We would like to take your son to the movies. That didn't happen.
Right. Right.
You know, and you know, nowadays it's kind of scary to have some grown man knock on your door and say, yeah, I want to take your son to the movies. No, you're not. So you have to have a good character, and people have to kind of know who you are. And anybody that knows me, they'll tell you one thing about Rico. If he's going to do something, he's going to do it. If he can't do something for you, he's going to tell you he can't do it. I have never been that type of person that will tell you I'm going to do something because it sounds good. I have always believed, and I learned from my mom a long time ago, that whatever comes out of your mouth, you know, your tongue is your faith. So I'm going to tell you what I believe in and what I can do. And if I can't do something, I'll tell you I can't do it.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Toby, I'm going to tattletale on Toby. He was a troublemaker when he was a kid. And I'm not repeating anything that I didn't hear him say on stage to a bunch of kids. If this was around when you were growing up, how would it have helped you?
Man, you know, she's not wrong. There were times where I needed, and I sought after people like you, Rico. I grew up on a dairy farm, 4 brothers, 4 sisters. It was hard work, and I was that kid out of all 8, 9 of us. I was they say the black sheep of the family. I was the one that rebelled about everything, and I was looking for, a mentor. I was looking for somebody to look up to. And it wasn't fulfilling for me. So I reached out, or I acted out. If I would have had something like this, there's no telling where I would be today, because I sought out when I left Stillwell, Oklahoma in 1991 after graduating and came to Dallas to start my life over. I realized at that moment in time, I had to build it. That there was nobody going to mentor me. There's nobody going to coach me. There's nobody going to shadow me. And if I would have been able to find a Rico Davis or something on that program, this would have been, Tony Robbins would be unknown. That Toby Potter would have been the Tony Robbins of the world, the Zig Ziglar, the Les Browns. That's all, because I would have achieved my vision quicker, simpler, smoother.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You're doing it now.
We are doing it now. I've always I give Brenda a lot of noise. I'm trying to be nice. A lot of noise because I can't do it fast enough now. I see what people like you do. I see what we can do, and I'm like, holy cow! I got a lot of things I got to make up. I got a lot of time I got to make up in a short period of time. I may have 3 days. I may have 30 years. I don't know, but I know between now and then, I want to make the biggest impact I possibly can, and I can't do it fast enough. Yes,
I agree. You know, a lot of times what I try to do too, with me growing up, just like you said, I used to get into a lot of trouble, and I realized that no one showed me the right way of doing things. Right. I had to run into a wall. Either I had to run around the wall, jump over the wall, knock the wall down. But while I'm doing all of this, I'm wasting time. Right. So now I try to teach a younger person, hey, this is what you should do, because if you do this, that's going to happen. If you do this, this might be a better decision for you. I wish I had someone pointing me in the right direction, because again, I would have been up there. Oh, it's the Zig Ziglar, it's the Tony Robbins, oh, it's the Rico Davis. But see, I wasted so much time trying to figure this thing out called life. Right. So now we on here, we have a platform which allow people to save all that time, and then their life will become a lot better if they just follow the process.
Yep. Yeah. I love it. And I think, and here's the deal. You're probably my age, Rico, because you got the same gray I do. Times have changed. Yes. And this is what we have to recognize more so than anything else. I could get in trouble as a teenager, but it's not the trouble that kids can get into today. It doesn't even compare. Today, the trouble is almost life and death. Back then, it was a broken nose or a bloodied lip. Yes. And so, you know, I have been in a couple of scrapes. I would not, you know, I used to really enjoy fighting, but not today. Not because I'm afraid of getting my butt kicked. I'm afraid of somebody pulling a gun because they're too much of a coward. I always believe that if you and I have a disagreement and we can't come to terms, then we'll just throw down. Today, nobody throws down. They pull iron out. And I'm like, that's stupid. Do you realize that you're not winning anything in that? And kids today, that's all they understand is that because they're strapping a 9 or you know, a 45, that they're the toughest guy on the block, and they're not. And that mindset has to change.
Yes, you know, I'm glad you said that, because one of our speakers coming is Manuel Aragon. Yes. And he brought a gun to school. Yes. And he did some time because of it. And it was shortly after the Columbine shooting. And he's going to talk about his mindset of what he was going through and what he knew at that time. And I asked him this very question. I said, Manny, would you have done things differently if you knew now? And he said, no, because I didn't know what I know now. That was all I knew.
Right.
And nobody got hurt. He, you know, but he has gone on to be a very successful business person.
Sharp kid. Sharp kid.
But so it shows that the mindset can change.
The mindset can change. And this is what has to, you know, what Rico's doing is profound, because I guarantee you several of the kids that you're influencing are going to become the next, I just went blank. I never go blank. Why am I going blank? The evangelist.
Hey, I'm gonna go there, because Toby is usually, and both these guys, man, you're seeing them right now. They're even more handsome in person. And so Toby has a competition coming on Friday and Saturday. So, you know, that's why he's going blank. He don't usually have the competition.
I don't have competition. I'm literally, who's the evangelist that I always talk about?
I don't know.
Somebody help me out.
I'm trying to think about it too. Is Angie not in the room?
Yeah. Who is it? Who's the most profound evangelist in society today that's passed away?
Billy Graham?
Evangelist.
Billy Graham?
Billy Graham. Thank you. Holy cow. So not you ask story now. So one of your kids is going to become a Billy Graham, because, you know, one revival Billy Graham showed up at, and that transformed, and the millions of people that he has changed, the millions of people that one gentleman, Billy Graham, has influenced, was because of a gentleman who came and did a revival and changed his life.
So and he almost didn't go.
Well, he didn't want to go. It was a 5-day revival. He went to the last 2 days because they drug him. His classmates drug him there, and he was transformed instantly because he heard a Rico Davis up on stage changing the lives of people around him. And he said, that's what I want to do. That's who I want to become.
That's exactly why we started Becoming the Better You, because I went to prison. I did 4 years, and I'm not proud of that. But what I am proud of is the change that I made coming out, that I had to completely change my life. I had to completely change my circle, the people I was running around. I had to deal with family members differently, but most importantly, I had to deal with me differently. Right. And I realized people are in prison that never went.
Right.
They never went. They're in prison right here.
Right
And that's what
between
Toby
them.
does at the Unshakable Investor. He helps you get out of your brain and get on with your life, right? And Rico, you're trying to help them so they're not going to prison before they get
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
the three of our organizations together is just something that we want to bring to Houston. We've got some powerful people coming. We've got see who else is coming to this one. Andrea Gomez is right there in Houston. She was the anchor for Univision for 15 years. She's got AG and Laura Media now. Ernesto Verdugo's coming. He's the father of, everybody's got their titles, the father of Recursion, which is a recursive AI. We've got Rico and the Salt and Pepper Gang. We've got Toby. Toby's doing a workshop. Toby, talk about your workshop, because this is, you guys talk about wanting to scale a business. You talk about all these things you want to do, but you never take the action to do it.
Yep.
He's going to teach you that. Talk about that.
Yeah. We're going to lay out a foundation and a game plan for anybody who is sick and tired of being sick and tired. 87% of people, a study was done by Stanford University, that 87% of Americans get up and go to a job, begrudgingly get up and go to a job every day in fear of getting fired. What kind of life is that? I have to go to work or they're going to fire me, or they're going to replace me, but I don't want to be there. I'm dragging my butt out of bed. That's not a life. Yeah. And I teach and talk about, if you're not bouncing out of bed, then don't get up. Yeah. If you're not bouncing out because you're so on fire for life that you have duties and obligations to those around you, if you're not excited, then don't go. Change your path to change your life. And so we're going to have that workshop, and we're going to talk about how anybody can get into real estate, especially in Houston. Holy cow. You talk about a hotbed of properties and have a financial win.
And you've done some real estate there.
We do. Yeah, we have properties down there. But have a financial windfall that says, you know what? Today I'm going to work. I'm going to be in Puerto Rico. Tomorrow I'm going to be in Costa Rica. The next week I'm going to be in Belize. I'm going to travel the world and still make money in real estate because we have a system, a program, and a platform that allows this to happen. And it's the one thing that I know that will transform every person's life executed properly. And we talk about it. That's why we are unshakable, because we've been through it. Every disruption you can imagine, I've been through.
He's going to share that. He's going to share that. He's going to share that on the stage. And some of the stuff that he's been through, people give up and quit. They don't just quit on themselves. They quit on their marriage. They quit on their company. They quit on their kids because it's easier to quit.
I think everybody wants a better life. They just need to know the why of why they're doing something. But also, there's also a saying, having a job stands for just over broke. Why do you want to be just over broke for 10 to 15 years? And like you said, they have this fear of being fired. And I think it's funny when I see people put on social media, oh my God, my job had these birthday balloons for me. My job loves me. Show up late 3 times and tell me if your job loves you.
That's right.
And one of the things when I talk to young men, when I go
out right with those balloons.
Exactly. And when I speak to high school students, I always say that you don't have to go to college to be successful, but you have to have a plan that you have to execute if you want to be successful. And I always say, would you rather have your own business? They all say yes. Or would you rather work for someone? And I always tell them, when you work for yourself, you got to deal with a lot of bullshit. But when you work for somebody else, you got to deal with a lot of bullshit. So who bullshit would you rather deal with? Right. I'd rather deal with my own.
That's right.
Because you get to control your destiny, but you can't control your destiny when you work for somebody else.
That's right. That's right.
Well, so Diego says, you don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to start to become great.
Exactly.
And this is where most people, and you're right, we survey hundreds of people. We have about 200, 250 registered people every Tuesday night for our webinar. And I go through and ask them, everybody wants a better tomorrow. Everybody wants a better future. Everybody wants a better life. 100% of them. But only 2% take action.
Yeah.
Every time. And it blows my mind. Most people, and society, as we talked about, is different. When you and I grew up, Rico, we knew that hard work would pay off, would pay dividends. Today, people think that they put in 40 hours a week, that's hard work. And I'm like, 40 hours? I do that by Wednesday.
Yeah.
40 hours is a vacation.
Toby, you're usually at your office working out at 6:30 in the morning.
Every morning. Yeah.
And you
We
get your
put a
team to
gym
do it
here in
with
the
you?
office.
Yep.
Yeah. We put a gym here in the office. Me and my beautiful bride just bounce out of bed to come here. One of us bounces out of the bed. The other one throws stuff while we're getting out of bed.
You get to meet Angie too. She'll be there. Actually, is she in the room? Tell her to pop over and say hi.
Come around.
Angie, come tell us hi.
Yeah. So, So we come here, we work out because it's part of the daily disciplines. So we'll scoot back over so you squat down. No, you got to go on the other side. There you go. But we do and we do everything together. Together. We work out. It's a partnership for life. And I don't think people understand that this partnership is not a partnership in convenience. It's a partnership. Like that. It's a partnership for life. Do not hit me.
Angie's saying it's a convenience for you. It's not for me.
Yeah. But it is what we do. But yeah, we get up at 6:30 and we'll be here till 7:30 every night. We have a community. We have a brotherhood. It's called the Round Table. We have people that we have to work with, help them understand it. And here's what I love so much about your platform. You don't just talk about it. I see it. I've been watching you now for almost 4 months on social media. You live it. Live it. And there's not a soul that can question your lifestyle. And then the next question is, do they want to be like you or they just want to admire you from afar? And that's where the rubber meets the road. Do they want to be like us or do they just want to admire us? And they have a choice. They can be like us. They can have what we have. They can be like you. They can have what you have, or they can sit back and envy us and say, man, wow, I wish I had that. Well, then go get it.
Yeah, what's stopping you? You're only stopping yourself when you're saying no by doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah, it's the fear of failing. They have the fear of failing.
And society has made that a 4-letter word that everybody lives by. What if it fails? What if it doesn't work out? What if, I screw up? We all fail. Number one, we all screw up. Nothing goes right. I'm telling you, nothing goes right. But the other thing that I've lived by, that if you don't quit, you cannot lose. Period.
That's right. And Toby, that's one thing I can say about you is you keep going. You go. I told I am a workaholic, and I told him a couple months ago, I think I've met my match on this one. I think I have, because my team will tell you you're not going to outwork her, but I think I have a run for my money with Toby. I really do.
Tough.
But when you love what you do, it's easy to do.
Right. And I don't think it's work. I think it's a journey. I think we don't look at it as work. We don't look at it as obligations. We look at it as a journey because, I go back now and I look at how all the stories that I tell on stage, if I hadn't had that journey, I wouldn't have the message. And so I understand and respect it. Where we've been, what we've done, what we've gone through now can translate to somebody else's opportunity to become just as wonderful and just as great if they can resonate with, hey, we've been there, done that.
Yep. There's no testimony without a test.
That's right. There is no testimony without a test. Dang, I love that. I got to start writing this shit down. This guy's got wisdom.
You guys can get your free tickets to come meet these handsome guys right here. We got the salt and pepper just right here on the screen, right?
That's right.
Just go to BTBYontour.com, go to the Houston event. We've got you actually, if you live in a different city, you might be able to catch Toby all throughout. So just find
Yeah.
out where we're going to be. He's going to be there, and you get to come meet him in person.
Did
But
you
right,
know that Angie's going to actually get on stage and speak this time?
ooh, no, really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on now, Angie. That would be a real treat.
Yeah, let them,
No?
let them know that if they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, this is their
Yeah.
That's the
opportunity
place to go.
for the
And right now,
transformation.
yes, you can hit the BTBY pass, all caps, and it gets you in for free. We have
Yeah.
networking on Friday night at the AG and Laura Media. They're an international media company at their offices. It's beautiful. It's got a deck that overlooks downtown Houston. Come join us. Come hang out with us, see what we're doing. If you don't have time for the event, just come to the networking. If you don't have time for the networking, come to the event. If you got time for both, come on. The power that you have resonates within you, but it can't be shared if you don't show up to give it away. That
Exactly.
means you're giving away, somebody else is also giving away, which means you're going to benefit.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
you know, one of the things we talk about, Brenda, is, you know, Rico said everybody wants a better life, everybody wants more.
Mhm.
But the simple thing is, all they have to do is make one commitment at a time. And that first commitment is, hey, let me show up and see what it's about. It may not be for you, but you
Mhm.
won't know until you're in the room.
Mhm.
And I can
Exactly.
promise
Might
you
be
this,
everything you need.
yeah, I can
Mhm.
promise you this. I make this as an absolute promise. You come, you show up, your life will be transformed. Now, you may not decide to work with me or with Rico, but I guarantee you, you'll take something away from this event that says I can apply that to my life, and because of that, my life will be better today or tomorrow than it was today. And that's the thing that we always say on the BTBY platform is this may not be a fit for you, but you can take something from what we share, a story, an information, a direction, a guidance, and apply it, and transformation begins instantly.
Absolutely. And if you want to hear the full story, both Toby has his own show at Dropping Bombs with Bradley. You can just
Yep.
go find it. And then Toby and I did a show just not too long ago where we went out and we shared what we're doing now.
Yeah.
So you're going to get to see, if you want to hear more of the story about why we do what we do, it's right there. The other thing is, Toby, you got a guy coming that almost committed suicide. You want to talk
Yeah.
about your life being in the
Trapper.
toilet? Why don't you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about Trapper?
Yeah, Trapper, man, amazing young man. I met him about a year ago at a co-authoring. We were doing a book signing with Kevin Harrington. We both co-authored a book with Kevin Harrington, original Shark from Shark Tank. And I met Trapper. This guy literally had planned out his suicide, had literally planned it out. He'd spent about 4 or 5 months planning this out so that his family would be taken care of. And literally was days away from committing suicide, and a transformation took place in his heart and his mind.
Mhm.
And today he's telling that story. Today he's successful. And it's amazing how God works, because God had to inflict his spouse to cause a situation for him to put the brakes on his suicide so that he would take care of her and then realize the value that he was bringing to his family. And so, you know, it's just, it's amazing. So trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you have a story, you're in a situation, things have crossed your mind, but there's not a person that's going to be in this room in Houston that hasn't been there and done that. And
Of
we've
some big
risen
national
through it. Yeah,
Mhm.
we've risen through it. We've got a felon, we've got Trapper, we've got my story, we've got Rico's story. Everybody, we've got Manuel, his crime of committing and being in prison. Everybody has a story.
Mhm.
The positive of this is we have success.
Yes.
We have transformation. We've been there, we've done that, and we've
Doesn't
plowed
matter what
through.
you've done.
Yeah,
It doesn't
and
matter
we've
what
become
you've done.
something great.
Mhm.
We lost Rico.
Yeah, he could probably come back in. It's still going on his live, so I'm sure he'll pop back in. Toby, you just said it. Everybody's been through something.
Been through something. Yeah.
Everybody's been through something. We've got Anthony Russo, who is
A weirdo.
He is a weird. He's a weirdo. Shh. He's Fox Sports. He's Fox Big Noon Kickoff,
Yep.
and just today or tomorrow, I saw, maybe it was yesterday, he was emceeing Wendy's, the Wendy's.
Yeah.
He's
It was
there with
yesterday.
the original
Yeah.
Wendy's lady right there, the little girl
Yep.
that you see on the
Yep.
Wendy's.
And they had all those people dressed up in Wendy outfits with the pigtails and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. See, he's a weirdo, ladies and gentlemen. He's a
See?
weirdo.
You got to
Yeah.
come check out the weird.
Yeah,
Just
you got to
saying.
compare, and he's probably the funniest guy I've ever
Yes.
met. I love the guy to death. Great charisma, great banter, great quick wit. Love Anthony. We've got Kenya, who has an amazing story.
She does.
I mean, we've got a full audience. I'm just, I can't wait. And so, you know, I can promise you this, ladies and gentlemen, you can't bring us a life situation that we haven't already been a part of. I can promise you there's not a soul that will come to this event and say, I have it worse or I've had it worse than any of you. It's not possible. It's not possible. So bring us your problems.
Had it worse. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring us your problems and we'll give you solutions.
I just want to be Toby when I grow up.
Be careful what you ask for.
I'm looking forward to seeing our, we have a family when we get together. We want you to join our family. We want you to be part of what we're doing. We want to help you succeed. We tell people we don't compete, we collaborate, because a lot of us do the same things, but we can do more together than we can individually.
I mean, here's what I will say for those of you who are struggling. Here's the biggest problem. You're struggling alone. I struggle alone. Rico struggled alone. You can't have success without a family supporting you. You need a brotherhood. You need a community. When you have that, then those problems are carried, that burden is carried by all of us. Right now, you're carrying it all on your own shoulders. You're carrying it all on your own, and that will beat you down. Trust me.
And it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't care what color you are, what language you speak. It doesn't care how much money you make.
That's right.
Everybody has those troubles somewhere, somehow. And it starts right here. And how you come at it starts right here. Yep. You have the power to change that. Get around the people that will help you do it. If you're running with the crowd that's not helping you, hey, that's how I ended up in prison. Change that crowd right now.
Yep.
Change that crowd right now.
And if you're in the room and you're the smartest person, you're in the wrong room.
That's right. Get out of there, run.
Yeah. Yeah. And we always say, look at the 5 closest people around you.
Yes.
If those 5 people aren't lifting you up and better than you, and you're aspiring to be like them, then you need to get to the next level. You need to get to the next level. Find another group of 5 that's bigger, more successful, more inspirational, more driven, so that they can continue to lift you up the ladder.
Absolutely. Well, we won't keep you guys much longer. Get on there, get your tickets. Right now, they are free. You will not be upset once you get there that you came. Sometimes it's like going to church. I don't want to be there. And then when I get there, man, I'm so glad I went. So the link is right down below. It's in the comments even. Get out there, get your ticket, come meet some new people. You never know, that person is the doorway to the next level.
That's right. And for those of you who've been hitting your knees praying for an answer, for a direction, for divine intervention, this is it. For those of you who have been asking God for help, this is your lifeboat. This is your opportunity for that direction and that change that you've been begging for. Don't pass it up, because God's going to say, you know what? I gave you opportunities, but you allowed life to get in your way. You allowed this disruption, this drift, to cause you not to go, and therefore I couldn't help you anymore.
And that says something right there, because on this stage, we have people that are barely getting by financially, that are still finding a way to show up for you. We have multimillionaires. We have people from all walks of life, been there, done that. They're there to teach you. And guess what? When we're in that room, you're going to have access to everybody, and everybody's on the same level. We just want to see you succeed.
Yep.
All right.
Rico, I can't wait.
BTBYontour.com, guys. Get over there.
Yep. Let's
All
go.
right.
See
See
you
you
guys
guys
in a
later.
few days.
All right.
Bye.
See
All
ya.
right. Bye-bye.